Recycling works. It actually does. According to the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, about 75% of our waste in the US can be recycled. But unfortunately, only 30% of that is actually recycled. Let me say that again in a different way for it to make sense. 75% of our waste can be recycled, but only 30% of it actually makes it to the recycling lines. In the US, there are lots of machines. There are available infrastructure, and there is manpower and financial means to effectively implement recycling into their waste management system. But unfortunately, for some underdeveloped countries, or for all the underdeveloped countries, if they have any kinds of waste management system whatsoever, recycling is still a major struggle for them. Now, if in the US they have machineries and everything, basically everything they need to recycle effectively, those countries, if they have any waste management system, they are doing everything most of the times by hands, literally by hands. And those countries also sometimes find themselves managing waste that they didn't produce. Waste that was introduced to them either via humanitarian aid, via food donation. But growing up in a underdeveloped country, we call that food dumping. Or you're asking yourself, what is food dumping? Food dumping is when a rich country produces too much food for its population, and that food, the overflow of the inventory is going bad, and they have to dispose it somewhere. Usually, or most often, not to say all the time, they bring those expired one bite in a huge plastic packaging food into those neighboring countries, poor countries, so-called poor countries, and they have to deal with it. Food dumping is not cool. But I'm not here to persuade. I'm here to inform. Inform you that recycling really works. Some people are struggling with it still, even in 2022, especially like those underdeveloped countries. But it's supposed to be something that's easy. If you really break it down into smaller bites, like my grandma used to say, how do you eat an elephant? We were supposed to answer one bite at a time. Let me break it down for you. Recycling. In any packaging you see that's recyclable, you will see the recycling sign, which is three arrows that form a triangle with the type of plastic, the plastic number in the middle. Those three arrows, each of them represent an R. The first R represent reduce. Reduce means try to consume less so you don't produce a lot of waste. The second R is stands for reuse. If you have to use, if you have to buy something that comes in a black package, try to reuse that package to give it another life. The third R is recycling. The last R is recycling. So if you do the two first R's, the third R should be easy. And man, if we are already at 30% of our 75% that can be recycled, that's a big jump. If we do two things, we implement recycling, but we stop food dumping, we will have a better world. Thanks.